All right, hey folks, we got a Sunday here. Welcome to Roger's Hot Rod Garage. And today is take the fenders off the 57 bug day. And I'll show you why I'm doing this right now. So I've got this thing pretty well done on the back, the top. I've got the hood off. I fixed all the little rust repair on that one, although that wasn't really a whole lot of rust repair. What that was is just years and years of little dents and dings and everything. But getting ready to take this last fender off right here. I'll bring you guys down here. Always keep off the center bolt and drop that down here, and literally that's coming off right now. And this has been in here forever, and that's that little sealer piece. I've got these new right here, so I don't need that anymore. And then if you see right here, that's the original color right here. That I found out now it's Volkswagen Diamond Green, and that's called L412, which coincidentally is a 1958 color, and you can see that's the original color is that green, but this is obviously a 27 May 1957 car. I've determined that in the brief. So look, let me show you what we got right here. I literally just took a look at this myself, but look over here. So this, it's probably got some crap underneath here. As long as that's actually pretty solid right there. Let me see how much crap I got behind here. The key thing is I got these damn bolt holes still in here, so if I can work with that and scrape this bubbled up shit off of here, I'll be okay. Now this right here, I'm obviously going to have to cut a patch right in here. That's not a big deal because all this crap is hidden right here. You don't have to pay attention to a whole bunch of looking good type of stuff. But look, all this up in here is solid. It's looking pretty good, but let me bring you around here and show you what I've been doing in Roger's Hot Rod Garage. So there's the hood I've been talking about, and I've got it pretty well. I had some dinging and crap going on up here, so these always get stress fractures up in here, so I welded all this down here. I got a plate welded up underneath the bottom of it, and this is solid right now. There's no more wiggling going on. And the same thing here, I had a couple of stress fractures back here, one right there. So anyway, I take my handy dandy Lorsch welder right here, a model 222M, and I just do all the welding up on it, then grind it smooth. And then here I'm doing my little, Bondo Bob stuff right here. This is not bad. Now let me turn around here and show you the magic of this stuff right here. So this is the actual color. Now you go, well, Roger, why are you painting the car just one section at a time? I'm not. What I did is I went to the internet and I got myself from a company called TriStar. I've been using these folks for a long time, and there it is right here, L421, Volkswagen Diamant Grün, which basically means diamond. So that's the color, and what you do is you matte coat it, you matte paint on here, paint it on here, and it kind of like turns into not a shiny, but like a semi-gloss. And then I went ahead and put 2K, which basically means a hardener mix into it on top of that. So look, now I have determined that color here is exactly the color that was originally on the car. There are the door jambs right here, and I went ahead and kind of integrated that. I actually painted that down here, so now I 100% know I've got a 1958, originally painted on this car in 1957. So if you're one of those Volkswagen experts, please explain that to me, put in the comments. So I mean, did they get like 500 gallons of next year's paint early? Because I can understand if it was the other way around and they painted the old paint and get rid of it, but 100%, this car right here is 1957 May. I've got the brief, all the VIN numbers match up on it, and obviously it's an oval window as well, so that's the last year of the 57s. This is a European model, so if you want to be one of those Geraldo Rivero inspection kind of guy, reporting kind of guys, let me know in the comments on what I don't know right now. I really don't care one way or the other, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to retain this diamond green because it just looks killer. And then on the side note, I went ahead and got my carpet right here. This is oatmeal brown, and the Käfer Clinic, through another distributor, got me this custom carpet here. It's not custom carpet, I just wanted this particular color because that's the color that's in the back right here. And I went ahead, if I look over here, I've got all this carpet right here, and I've got all my glue drying over there, or actually my glue warming up. Seats are already done, and let me roll over here. And then I've got the contact cement right here, and I just got it sitting next to Roger's stove right here. Nice and toasty here with a little bit of air blowing on. And this is my spray contact. This stuff actually works really, really good. And look, I just hit a little air again, just with the aerosol can yesterday, and then I hit it with 2K. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And I went ahead and sprayed the inside right here just to make sure that I've got a match on the color. So anyway, that's it right now. I'll let you know when I start my welding on here. Like I said, I got to get all this crap. I'll grind this off of here. Looks like somebody put some Bondo on here years and years ago. And I'll get this crap off of here and then seal it and then make a determination whether I spray the car in the garage. And again, back to this, if I say so myself, that looks pretty spiffy right here. I'm not worried about no high-end paint job. This was done without even spraying filler on top of it. So I didn't do the, the 2K filler on. I just basically sprayed this after I sanded it down with about 600 good sandpaper, just again, to check to make sure the color is good. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll get back with you in a couple of seconds. All right, folks, we pressure wash our car parts, get all that crap off them. You know I don't like to get my hands dirty. So check that out. That's just dirt. It's not actually mud or like oil or anything. It's just crud over the last 40, 50, 60 years. And then right now, if you do that, you can better see these little cracks right up in here. I got to weld this up right here. This is not a big deal, but this will be easy to do. But again, I plan on painting the inside of these fenders, so I want to go ahead and get it cleaned up in here so I can hit them with like 80 grit sandpaper and just put a coat of paint on the inside of them, just because. So that's what I like about it. Look at it. This is just crud up in here that I couldn't get when the fenders were still on here. So by unbolting, I'm gonna get all this crap off here. And again, I'm gonna hit this with some 80 grit paper and put a little bit of paint on the bottom of these things. So check this out. Obviously somebody ran over. This is concrete up in here, so I can't get that out. I gotta kind of like sand this out of here or wire brush it out of here. But anyway, I can get these laid right. Things are actually in pretty good condition, but I tell you what, it is bejesus cold out here, so I gotta get in a hurry here. All right, go ahead and blow off the front of this thing because I can get to it now. Literally just these pieces up in here again. Man, that thing looks good up in here. I'm probably gonna wind up painting this thing myself, but check this out. So since I got this out of here, I'm gonna go ahead and blow all this crap off right here and then take the pressure washer and blow it up underneath my bushes down here. Same thing on this side, because if I do it later, after I get this thing all cleaned, it'll blow that crap all over the place. Anyway, let me get this camera set up here for real quick. You know, I usually don't like doing this out here in the open because I gotta get all this, if there is grease up in here, I gotta get all this shit pushed off here because this is my driveway. But let me go ahead and knock this shit off here. So I welded up the holes where the aftermarket turn signals used to be. These right here used to be in those holes right there. That's right there's the main hole I'm welding closed right now, and that one back there is where the wires went through. So again, trying to retrofit this thing back to the way it was originally, and then I'm going to paint this whole thing this diamond 412 green diamond color. So right now, just put little plugs back here. I'll weld completely around here, but the way I do this, I take the grinder right now and I take it down smooth, and I'll see where my holes are at. I'll wire wheel or either sandblast this entire back side right here, but it's in pretty good condition. But like right here, there's one of those little boogers I was telling you about. See how out there where it's kind of like got a little small hairline crack? And this one right here, see a little hairline crack where it's just bent? That's really easy to fix. You just make this flat right here, put a little buzz weld on here, and then like here's another one right here. And what that causes that thing to do is just be really, really flimsy. But I'll fix all that right here. And then the rest of the stuff that I didn't get with the pressure washer today, I'll just scrape all that crap out of there. I mean, it comes out of there right now pretty easy, just like, see, all that crap just comes out of there. Anyway, get this thing all cleaned up. My goal is to paint both inside and outside of this fender before I bolt it back on, says the automobile. All right, folks, so look, I got this thing pretty well flat right here. I take my little wire wheel. And then, I know you people in YouTube land can't feel that, but I'm gonna feel for you. This is smooth right here. At least it's smooth enough to put a coat of primer on it. And once I put the primer on it, I'm just gonna put that diamond green, you know, L412 paint on it. Paint the bottom of it. Again, I'm not worried about a shiny object on the bottom right here, but what I do want to do is get this thing as close to when it rolled off the assembly line in 1957. And that's how I'm going to do that. And then check this out. This is actually a pretty good fender. You know, I've got these little spots, like if you look right here really close, you see a little hairline fracture right there where it kind of like moved back and forth since 1957. Here, it's a really good example. Let me flip this camera right there. Look right there, you can see a little bitty crack. I don't know if the camera's catching up or whether it's fuzzed out. I'll just take that, make it shiny with the grinder, and put a weld probably from the back side if I can get it on there. If not here, then grind it smooth. And that stops all that flipping and flopping back and forth, because once you bolt these things in, they're pretty solid. Now, talking about pretty solid, these are pretty solid, except for when I get right here. And the good thing about this, looks really, really bad, but of course I'm going to cut this out of here. But the main thing is I'm not onto this surface right here, and just I've got solid metal on here, so that's a good news story. And what I can do here is I can literally just take a piece of paper, lay it up on here, and I'll rub my hand back and forth without even putting any chalk or anything on it, or liner, and you get this exact outline right here. And up here, I got solid metal. Down here, I can cut this curve, so I can actually use this as a template and then cut all this rod out here. This is the only rod I had in this entire fender. I think I got lucky. And then the same thing right here. You see that little stress fracture right there? I'll pull that stress fracture out by just pushing this down flat, putting a little buzz weld on it. Bob's your uncle. That'll hold for at least the next 10, 15, 20 years, or however long I'm on the planet. Anyway, let me get busy on this, turn this thing around, and do my final welding on the other side. And since we're up to about 8:45, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I'm gonna go to about 9 o'clock tonight. And then if I wire wheel in this thing, I'm not gonna try to do that with a cordless drill. What I do is I reach down here in my handy dandy little, I think it's this drill right here. That's where I keep all my wire wheels. I'll tell you what, I have a sandblaster too, but sometimes wire wheel's just the way to go. Let me show you what I'm looking for here. Yeah, there's one right down there. I gotta touch these things carefully because they'll peek the crap out of you. They'll get you. Anyway, I'll put this on my grinder, and then I'll hit this grinder and get all this crap out of it here. Again, just enough to put some good primer on here, put some green paint on here, and we'll call it a day. So this is a cool product right here. You gotta definitely wear goggles when you're messing with that one. Let me, oh man, doggone, that hurts. Put that one up in here. Close old girl up. Let me get the welding now. And right in that little hole right there. Look away, close your eyes. Bob's your uncle. That actually did almost perfect. Hold on. Right that little corner right there.
If you hear that weld, the way that sounded, is actually perfect. That means you've got good penetration. Hold on, close your eyes, look the other way. And if you're getting any kind of spackling sound and shit like that, then something ain't adjusted right. You're either running too much wire out, you don't have your gas turned on. You hear that little gas blowing out of there? That was a good one too. A little bit of impurities in there. Spattling sound. Same thing with that one. And this one here, that one's a good one right there. And then right there in that little hole. And I think we're gonna go ahead and hit one more. And now look, I'm gonna cut this, cut it off and show you. That right there is perfect. I can weld that down. There won't be any seam from here out to the other side. This one was a larger hole in the back where the wire went through. And I think I can probably clean it up with my wire grinder right here, or my disc grinder, and then go from there. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me grab that one. All right, remember here, you're dealing with a non-professional here at Rogers Hot Rod Garage. Just a little small swipe of Bondo right here, and you will literally see, that's all I'm gonna do here. Look at that. And then tomorrow, it'll be nice and dry. Actually, if you put the right amount of clear in here, or right amount of that red stuff, the hardener, you'll be good to go. That's all I'm gonna do. This thing will be so smooth that I don't even think I have to worry about it. So let me just clean this off right here. Get myself a paint thinner and clean my little trusty spatula here. Little plastic thing, you get these things for cheap. But look, I just marked these things up over here. Saved myself a couple of pieces of plywood, or not plywood, cardboard. And then I've got this little setup right over here. This right here will be thrown away right now. Put that away, don't want to touch that on there. And that's about it. Look, sanding this, that's good to go. I think I'm gonna call it an evening. I'm about 7 minutes before I'm supposed to go upstairs, or I wanted to go upstairs. And old girl's looking pretty good. All right, folks, I'm on the top of the Volkswagen Bug. I took a day of vacation leave today so I can get the top of this thing sanded right here. So let me cut on my shop vac, which is right down here. And that stops all the damn dust from going all over my shop here. And this is like about 180 paper on the bottom. Now you see where I've got my X's right here? That right there, I don't have any ex-wives. That's what I didn't mean by that. No X's. X's on the top of the roof of my 57 Bug here. You can tell right here where I sanded. Light area, dark area. So obviously this is a low area right here. You can feel it a little bit when you run your fingers over top of it. And also right here, here and here. Now, I know exactly what happened here, Ralph. He's the guy who sold it to me. Remember, he had to pull this thing out of a very, very tight space because it was sitting there since 1977, so a solid 25 years. Do the math on that, actually longer than that. And what happened is he had an I-beam across up here, and what happened is this thing was kind of like going like this, back and forth, and that's what these indentions are here. Minor thing, that's so minor that I'm probably not even going to pop them out. I'm going to put a little swipe of Bondo on here and then clear that up. And you can see my theory here, or hypothesis is, look, I got the exact same mark right here. So this thing was like a teeter-totter as he was lifting it with a crane outside of the warehouse that it was sitting in. And you can see right here, perfect example. You see a little low area right there? Something dented that thing a long time ago. So I'm gonna put a little X right here, continue to sand, a little low area right here, and just a little low area right here. And again, the plan is to paint this thing diamond green, which I know you've heard that a couple of times, but there's the color right there. And I gotta go upstairs because I heard the grandkids call me, so I think it's time for some coffee and some cake here on a Thursday, the 18th of December, 2024. Stay tuned. All right, hey, look, I'm on the passenger side of the Bug right now, and this is pretty simple. Long stick, straight edge. Got my little guide coat on there, or glide coat. I think it's guide coat is what you call it. A little bit of whatever paint you got left over. And then you can see, obviously, that's a high area right there. Not high area, but I'm standing right here. Low area is right here. Low area is right here. So I'm going to put a little swipe of Bondo right here, about 1/8 of an inch or 1.5 millimeter, depending on what measuring system you subscribe to. But that's basically it. And I got a little dent right here, you can see right here, but that's easy to identify. And then right up on top here, I went ahead and took a rubber mallet and got most of that dent out here with that I-beam that was rocking back and forth when we were removing this thing, or the other guy was removing it. I wouldn't have done that. And then this one back here, I can't get this one out right here, so that's probably, again, about 1/8 of an inch swipe of Bondo right over there. I got my pizza delivery box over there. That's what I'll be using to mix that stuff up. And just, again, a little swipe Bondo on here. And then I've got some professionals showing up tomorrow, and they're going to show me how to make this thing exactly straight. Folks, I had to grab my lamp right here. Sun is setting, or is already down here, but I'm just going to try take my wire brush wheel on the grinder right down here, and as you can see right here, get most of this crap out here. Again, this is not rust up in here, this is just that surface crap up in here, so not a big deal. Let me get the light up in here. Safety first, got the glasses on. Cut this thing on fairly low. Wait a minute. Nope, that's the wrong way. There we go. Variable speed is nice on the grinder. And let me get the camera right here so you guys can see some of this. And as you can see right here, that's all I'm trying to do. This is actually, get the glove off, this is smooth right here, and I'll put some of that Rust-Oleum red on it. And again, this will be painted that green diamond color from Volkswagen. All right, so this one is done real quick. Let me show you this real quick here. So that right there, obviously I'm going to have to weld right there. See a little, I'm just going to cut that out. The nice thing about that is, it does not have to be aesthetically pleasing here, because that's the inside support. And if you look right down here, let's see if I can put this light down here. You see that little crack right there? It's a really good way to see it. See that crack right there? That's super easy. I'm just gonna buzz it on the inside and it'll stop all that flexing right there. So anyway, I got this one done. I kind of hit it with my wire brush on the inside, and then obviously the big grinder, you saw that. So this one's done. Move it over here. Grab the driver's side. And the same thing, this one's in the exact same condition. And just like an old Ford F1 pickup truck, anywhere where, you know, dirt was able to wedge up in here, dirt holds moisture, support points, that's where rust is through. So again, good point here. This is on the inside lip right here. I'm gonna sand this out here, but I wanna get these things cleaned up and get at least an initial coat of primer or that Brunex rust prevention stuff on here. All right, hey, check this out. Right here, see this? Remember I told you guys earlier, that's actually concrete on there. If you don't think that thing sticks, so that's actually on there pretty hard for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Somebody drove through some wet concrete from the tire sprayed up in here, but I think my wire wheel's gonna get it off of here now. Oh yeah. Man, looks like Herman the German put a lot of Bondo on this thing, but it's flat Bondo, it's not a dent Bondo. So let me clean that crap out of there, actually knock the dent out, and then swipe it one more time. But this was not me, I'm just cleaning up somebody else's Billy Bob Joe
whoever the German version of Billy Bob Joe is. Hans-Dieter Klaus, maybe. See, look, folks, whoever Klaus Dieter is, this is one of those situations where you just put yourself a piece of flat metal up in here and you beat that thing out. So he put all that Bondo in there for just a little bit of a dimple right here. And again, I'm gonna fix that by, again, I use Bondo, but not a damn 1/4 inch thick. So I'm gonna clean all this crap off and fix this guy's issues from, I don't know, 20 years ago, whenever the hell they put this on here. Not only the Americans use Bondo, but obviously somebody used it here too. But again, just ding the dent out instead of just throwing damn Bondo on top of it. So that's all it is. See that little dent right down there? And they didn't even sand it down to the metal. So anyway, let me try to one more time pop this thing. Yeah, there you go. Trying not to get all this crap all over the place. But let me pop it one more time. There it goes. There we go. And the rest of the stuff I'll just grind it. Look at that little dent right there. They put the big slab of Bondo in there. So let me clean this thing up. And again, I'll get down to the metal and I'll beat that thing out from the inside. Get some of that Bondo off of the lens. Look, same thing on this other side right here. I know it's dark out here, but I'm glad I'm doing this outside because all that Bondo crap would be all over the place. So this should be simple one over here. Alright, so this one on this side is actually not that bad. I'm gonna see there's one hole they dented out right there, and I can feel the nub right there. So I'll take this one out, knock it out, and then this is actually pretty good. This is almost down to the metal right now. I'm on the inside right now. I went ahead and grinded most of that crap, that Bondo, out of there. That's the back end of it right there. Again, it wasn't Billy Bob Joe this time. Typical Southern States Bondo repair. This was Klaus Dieter, whatever his last name. That's the German version of Billy Bob Joe. Look, let me show you something right here. You see that dent right there? You can hell even feel it, see it, hear it. And there's the other one. Instead of just beating that out, now I got my special little homemade hammer right here, which is nothing but a Stanley that I sawed off the back of it so I can get in like little tight places. And what I'm gonna do, since this is a flat surface down here, it's aluminum, metal, I'm just gonna pop that thing out of there. And again, I don't mind a little bit of Bondo, but old boy had this on here for like a 1/4 inch thick, and I don't like that because it's eventually gonna vibrate off here, and that's why I discovered that, because it was cracks underneath here. But let me see if I can get that out of here. It's gonna get kind of loud here, so cover your ears or cut down your volume. You notice I'm rocking this thing back and forth to keep it completely level, and this is gonna be kind of hard, but right there, let me get the camera back a little bit. Man, my GoPro's taking some damage today because I got Bondo all over it. Right there, put that perpendicular right about there, I think it is. Take my little mini hammer and a whole bunch of little small hits. You don't want to hit this thing like you split in wood. Just a little bit of the different pitch in the sound. That means that dent is almost out of there because it's flat. It's doing this. The only thing this does, it prevents any kind of ball peen from going on. I know people have seen cars going down a road, especially in the southern states. I'm from the southern states, so I can say that. And it looks like a ball peen hammer was knocked out where somebody dented the backside of it. But you don't want to do that. You want to have a flat surface as possible. Now watch this. Right about there. Get that angle right. It's not perfect yet, but I'm going to show you for demo purposes here on Roger's Hot Rod Garage. I've almost got all that dent out of there right now. It's fairly smooth. I'm gonna get rest of this Bondo crap out of here. And there's gonna be a little bit of Bondo swipe on here because I wanna get it perfectly smooth. But it's basically out of here already. And it's basically the pitch of the sound. I think you can hear that even in YouTube land. And right there, right there it is right there. Hey, here's another way to get unwanted Bondo out of your car. Just heat it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video down, but I wanted to show you this one last example right here of a dent. Obviously, that's a dent. It's like a big doggone crater you see on the moon. And here's another one. And because of these couple of indentions right here, the German version of Billy Bob Joe, Hans-Dieter Klaus, Bondoed the crap out of this whole thing. It was only pretty thick. You saw me just take that off here. But look, what I'm doing right now is show you another little great example here of how easy it is to actually get this out of here. Again, I got this down to the metal so you can actually see it. It's a huge dent. Flip this thing around. And again, I've got a fairly flat surface here, and this is my workbench. And there you see it right there. So there's the dent, the back side of it. And only thing you do is you take your little hammer and pop, up, 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 up. And until you'll hear a change in pitch. Rolling that thing too. Oh, there goes my hat. And you can hear that pitch change right there. That means you're close to the bottom right now, being flat against this right here, perpendicular, or parallel, sorry. All right, so let me flip it back over. This is not a David Blaine magic trick. That is completely flush right here. And what I'll do is I might not even have to actually put Bondo on that thing. Look how clean that is. And I'll knock out this little dent right over here, this one right here. Super easy. This took me less than 35 seconds, maybe 40 seconds to knock that out of there. So anyway, what else can I show you? Oh, kind of interesting here. Let me get the camera here. Now, obviously, if you look right here, you see that big dent right there? That's the actual crease. But if you look at things like this right here, you see where it's kind of waved up in there? That is not, that's the way it came from the factory is what I'm trying to say right there. And then obviously right there, you see that split right there? I'm just gonna pop that back flat with a little frog behind it, a little dolly behind it, and get that thing exactly to the point where I can put a little weld on it with my MIG welder, and it'll strengthen this entire fender back up. There right there is where I welded my holes up right there for my turn signals that were drilled in here probably in the 70s sometime. And this fender is in actually pretty good shape right now. So let me go ahead and lay this fender down, knock out the rest of it, and close this video out for this evening. And again, I'll go ahead and probably post this video tomorrow sometime, because I don't want to get into the point where the videos are so long that they turn into 35, 40 minute, sagas. This one should be a short one, although I say short every single time and it turns out to be a 30-minute video. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share if you like what you see right here, but let me go ahead and get this thing buttoned up right now.